Want to help the channel? Go to shopclownfish.com where you can check out official Clownfish TV merchandise in our brand new shop. It helps us out. Also, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/clownfishtv for more art and gaming live streams that we don't do on YouTube. We want to see you over there as well. Now let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Another day, another daily dose of dismal Disney.
That's right.
This one actually is kind of dismal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of good news in this video. We're going to talk about how it just broke that Hong Kong Disneyland is closing again, reportedly on July 15th. That's less than 1 month after it reopened.
Yeah, because it was June 18th. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We don't have a lot of details yet, but apparently it's not going so well. And we're going to talk, do a follow-up on a video we did yesterday about how it's not going so well in Walt Disney World, and social media is like, why are you even opening the parks now? We've got YouTubers out there admitting that they're sick roaming the parks. Disney is not sending them home. It's a mess. It's a PR black eye for Disney, and it doesn't matter how well Disney does. Guests are going to be stupid.
Yeah.
They just are. And, you know, I just have to wonder how much backlash is it going to take for Disney to possibly shut down Walt Disney World too? I don't know.
I don't know. They postponed opening Disneyland.
Yeah, and it's not, they're getting all kinds of backlash. You were telling me that if people had photographs
Yeah, I was going to mention
on the
that.
rides.
So yeah, if you ride rides at Disney, certain rides, they'll take your picture on the attraction. Well, Splash Mountain, I know, is one of the ones where you might be in a car with other people and they're social distancing. So someone might be at the front of the boat, you might be in the back of the boat, they're doing that. Well, people are complaining because, well, one person posted a picture where they had their masks on, the people in front of them had them off. And they were like, oh, great, now we're probably going to get sick. Well, the next day, people were reporting that if people in your vehicle or in the picture with you take their mask off, they're deleting the pictures because they don't want it. I'm sure it's because they don't want it getting out there.
Right.
Because as soon as that one got out there, people were like, oh my gosh, they're not even making you wear masks. Then all of a sudden they started deleting the pictures. Now they've censored pictures before, like people flashing, or there's a lot of things that people, they call it Flash Mountain for a reason. But, that's usually so they don't get out there, don't get bad press for that. And now they're censoring the pictures of people take their masks off on the attraction, even if it's just you in your own car. You will not get your photo because they're trying to keep those under wraps.
Yeah, because the social distancing, as I understand it, and I'm talking to some people back channel who are in the parks, now we're getting different stories. Some people are like, yeah, it's going really well. Other people are like, oh my God.
We're not there, so we can't confirm. We can only tell you that we're hearing both sides.
Yeah.
I think it depends on where you're at, which park, and you know, which cast members you're around and who's doing what. I think it determines it too. Right.
And again, it comes down to the guests actually listening, and they don't listen under normal circumstances.
I think also it comes down to if you were at AP previews or cast member previews, there were less people than there are at the regular park openings.
Yes.
And people were saying that at the previews it was a lot better controlled, but the regular park openings, people weren't listening, and there weren't as many cast members available since there was more people to make sure they told you constantly, put your mask on, or whatever. So that might play into it as well.
They need some robot dogs.
That's right.
Make them look like Pluto.
There you go. Put your mask on.
Put your mask on, or else, you know, a little
Bark,
machine
bark.
gun pops up. Anyway, Hong Kong is closing again less than 1 month after it opened. We don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it did get confirmed, though, apparently, that it was closing. That's all we know so far. I have to check after this video and see if there's been updated. But right now, we know it's closing on July 15th, and apparently there's been 52 new confirmed cases in that area.
Yeah, so that's as required by the government and health authorities.
So that's what's going on. The government's requiring the shutdown. In Florida, and well, in California, the government required it too. In Florida, they are flat out saying they're not going to force the theme parks to shut. It's up to the theme parks to shut down. Right.
So here's the thing. This was something we reported on a while ago, that Disney had this was, let's see, April 19th, and the New York Post didn't pick it up until April 23rd. Funny how that works.
I know, but we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't know what we're talking about. And this actually came from WDW Magic from Pro, who said that there was a plan floating around internally at Disney that they just kind of assumed they might be down for the entire year.
Right.
And, so if they close the parks again, I'm sure they have a plan B. It's not ideal. They're hemorrhaging money, but...
Well, that's what I'm hearing from sources, is that they had like plan A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yes.
They have tons of different plans and different contingencies depending on what happens. So they are prepared for this. I don't know if they're going to shut it down, though. Because Florida, unless the state mandates it, I don't think they're going to.
Well, that's the thing, because Florida is not going to mandate that. DeSantis has said repeatedly he thinks it's safe. He thinks
so safe.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about this, and again, this comes down to not Disney's protocols, not the cast members, but the guests being stupid about this. Regardless of how you feel about the situation, the masks or all that, Disney buckles like you wouldn't believe when it comes to bad press.
That's true. But here's the thing, too. No matter how many protocols you have in place, something gets past somebody. It can get on to somebody.
Well,
So it's a number of things.
And we'll talk about that, too, because we're already seeing instances of illnesses slipping through the cracks, but let's talk about the numbers. A record 15,000 new cases in Florida as Disney World reopens. Everybody now, I'm talking about the PR, because you go out and you see, a lot of these news articles, and they talk about all the cases in Florida. They're showing pictures of Disney.
They keep doing that, yes. And here's the thing. I mean, I am going to say that isn't fair, because Universal, SeaWorld, Legoland, they're all open as well. So that really, really, really isn't fair to just put on Disney.
But they're not drawing as many people. I mean, let's be honest, there's not nearly as many people SeaWorld's like a ghost town. Universal is
Well, they opened before this too. They just opened on the 11th for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom.
Right.
And Magic Kingdom, no matter what, it's always going to be busy. So it's only been up a couple days. If you went to Universal or one of those other parks a couple days after they opened, they were busy. It's just that as time went on, people weren't going. They're going to new things. So,
right.
I mean, if you're going to be fair, I'm just making sure I put that out there. It's not really fair to focus on Disney.
I think that's it. I think they're like, okay, well, Disney's opening now, whereas Universal kind of gets a pass because it was a month ago and the cases were down.
Right. They didn't have to report this then. So they're going to blame it on Disney now and Disney's a bigger draw, let's be honest.
That's it. Because, when they talk theme parks, they always single out Disney because it is hands down the biggest.
They're going to get more search results on that.
Yes. People are going to search for Disney and coronavirus, and then they're going to see this, and they're going to see the worst pictures shown, which we'll talk about. But I mean, look, we're already getting pieces like this on TMZ. Social distancing ain't that great. And, we've got, pictures like this. Mm-hmm. We've got the one blogger who...
she did seem like... my heart was racing just going at the line.
She was already...
If I'm being fair, she seems a little bit...
She was already apprehensive going in.
Right. So she was already coming out a little skewed.
So I'm kind of like, okay. Now this one though, well here, we'll talk about this first. This was actually reposted by AJ Wolf at the Disney Food Blog, who is a huge Disney fan. Mm-hmm. She's from Texas. She flies in. Now this is somebody else's photo though, but this made the rounds on Twitter too. That
was cast member previews.
Cast member previews.
And reportedly, cast members have been identified in the line not following the rules, and they have either been fired or reprimanded because they are representatives. They are supposed to obey the rules because people are looking to them for guidance on what the rules are. Yeah,
so people, they're split. If they're Disney fans, we've got then don't go to Disney. It's simple.
Oh, yeah. This is
Shaming cast members is a low blow.
Okay, so they all jumped all over her because of the picture and because I guess Disney did not like the picture and it caused some issues with people canceling and things like that. So you got the pixie dusters, I gotta hit it, Mickey. Some good Mickey shit. How dare you? How very dare you? Don't go then. More room for me. More room for me. Pixie dust. Magic.
Yeah, no, they need their hit. But you have other people jumping in here. That's not what it was like. Resort TV, another YouTube channel. We're going to talk about YouTubers and Disney and illness here in a couple of minutes. I never saw anything like it. This was one moment taken out of context, another one.
Well, I'm hearing that too. I'm hearing that was not how it was most of the time. But I also want to point out that some of these people, these people are theme park bloggers, and they were there on cast member preview day. And I don't think that some of them work as cast members.
Yeah, that is a very... okay, so this is coming from a former Disney theme park blogger. There's a lot of I guess under the table stuff going on with cast members and some theme park bloggers who maybe don't have access or media access get kind of slipping them that pass or whatever. There's a lot. It's, you know, it
We've seen some of these people in line with cast member passes, and we know they weren't cast
yes,
members.
yes. Anyway, you know, we've got, you know, tired of the clickbait. You know, it was only happened one moment, for one moment. No, actually,
we saw it from other people.
Actually, it didn't. Yeah, it's not just that. That is not an isolated incident. In fact, we do have some other pictures here. And we were talking back channel to people who were in the parks who said, yeah, the social distancing is a mixed bag. Some places it's really, really good, but some of the stores especially not so good. So, you know, to be fair, it's not an isolated incident.
Yeah, the difference is, though, this was AP.
Yes.
Pass holder day. The other one was cast member previews. But as we said, just because you're there doesn't mean you're a cast member, apparently. So you can take family and friends. So some of those people might not even have been cast members that were just rushing the line. And then, you know, other people, everybody got blamed for it.
Right.
So,
like, oh, 5 minutes for Mine Train. Oh, boy. You know, now this one takes the taco. This takes the taco.
Yeah, this is what we're mostly going to talk about.
Yeah. So this one, look, again, I don't care how you feel about the coronavirus. With everybody being, you know, apprehensive to begin with, if you're sick, stay the fuck home.
Yeah, don't go to Disney if you're sick.
I'm being honest. Like, if you're sick, go home. And we had Disney YouTubers admitted to being super sick while live streaming. And everybody told them to go home, go to the first aid station. They went to the first aid station. The nurse actually told them to go to the hospital. But Disney did not force them to leave the park. Now, again, it could be something that's not coronavirus, but I don't want to be throwing up all over the place either. If you know you're sick and you know people are concerned about being sick, and even if they get something that's not corona, they still probably are going to get tested, which means they got the thing shoved in the back of their throat. Don't go. Is Disney, do you have to go to Disney?
See, we're YouTubers. We actually run a Disney blog. We could have gone. We were able to go to pass holder previews. We were able to go down just when they opened regularly. We could have got those tickets, no problem. We have annual passes and all that. We didn't do it because, not because we're sick, but because we don't want to go get sick. And beyond that, when we come back to where we're from, it's a 2-week quarantine period. Because a lot of states are making quarantine periods mandatory if you visit Florida because, and I'm sure it's probably gone up on the state list because of all the problems Florida's having. So we didn't go. We could have gone easily. We didn't go because it wasn't worth the risk. And if we had gone and been sick, we sure as hell wouldn't have gone to the parks.
I never would have considered that an option. I would have been like, yeah, I'm not going to go. I don't know what it is.
And the problem is under normal circumstances, people go to the park sick and infect a bunch of people. How many people out there have been to Disney and gotten sick because somebody went to the parks sick and then you got some kind of flu or norovirus or whatever? I got sick at Disney one time and it was more like just a cold. And we went back to the room and I stayed there. And you went out to Disney Springs and stuff. I did not go. I was ill and I stayed in the room.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you know, before the pandemic, there were kids licking the handrails.
Oh, yeah, you constantly see them, like, picking their nose and smearing all over stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can't control. So, look, it's a petri dish. Theme parks.
They can't clean everything, guys.
No, cruise ships especially. I just think even outside of the pandemic, if you know you're sick, it's on the
rules. It says, if you know you're sick, do not come to Disney. It's in their rules.
Well, okay, so this is what happened. This was one YouTuber narking on another YouTuber. Jenny Nicholson, she's a bigger YouTuber. She does Star Wars stuff. I looked into her channel. She said that the vloggers from That Crazy Disney Lady, they were live streaming. They complained and they were joking about how super sick they were. They went to the nurse, I guess, the first aid station, complaining of flu-like symptoms and vomiting, said they were, quote unquote, super sick. The nurse asked them to go to the hospital. Asked them, didn't tell them. This is where we're going to run into problems. Asked them to go to the hospital, but Disney did not make them leave the park because they got through screening and all that. And she apparently didn't have symptoms until she was inside the park. But then again, I got to wonder if your income is dependent on being in the Disney theme parks, even if you are sick, are you going to miss out on an opportunity to live stream Disney?
Right, that's just it. Now, here's the thing, too. It was very, very, very hot from my reports that I'm hearing. So, I mean, it is possible that some of the illness is temperature, and that could have been because of the heat. Because Kneon's one who, if there's bad heat, he ends up being sick, and he feels very hot. And he's not sick, he just has a reaction to the heat. Could have been that. Because they got through temperature screenings earlier on. But it's totally possible, too, they were sick and then they didn't know it and then they started feeling symptoms when they got there. So here's the problem. Whether or not they went in on purpose being sick, because they might not have. People are going to come in there and being sick and not knowing they're sick. Because the problem with this virus is you can be sick and contagious for days and not even know it.
Yeah.
Or you can be asymptomatic and not even know you have it. And you do. So, this is a problem because those people actually knew they were sick and they were in there. So if that's one person that knew they were sick, how about all the people that might be there that don't know they are sick? They got it at the airport 2 days prior and have no idea that they are passing it around. So this is a big old problem, and I don't care how much you try to control it. There's just no way you can control it the whole way, short of just shutting it down.
And that's the thing. I think if there is enough bad press, and this isn't me rooting for yeah, shut it down.
I don't want it to shut down because I'm worried if they keep shutting down, it won't come back. And as much as people don't understand that, we like the parks.
We do like the theme parks. Because if they shut Disney's hemorrhaging money daily, and the longer the parks are shut down, the more people are going to lose their jobs permanently, the more stuff they're going to cut, the more potential things they might just get rid of because they can't afford it anymore. It's not going to be good for people who are fans of the theme parks. But the truth is they can't control this. You can say on paper, let's do XYZ thing, and that's good enough and whatever, but buyer beware.
And I'm sure they're legally covered their butt. I'm sure if you go in there, from everything I'm reading, it's at your own risk.
Yeah.
You have to, they ask you, are you showing symptoms of being sick? If you say no, that's on you.
Yeah.
They've already got the butts covered. So everybody's going to try to probably sue, but they're going to be like, well, you prove you got it here.
Yeah, so again, we've said multiple times that bad press is holy water to Disney, and they're getting it in spades. They're getting it in spades now because just a couple days in, there are a lot of people who are like, they should not be opening at all. Theme parks should not be open during a pandemic. There's a lot of talk about that. There's one lady, she's an author I saw on Twitter yesterday. She's like, I can go to my mother's own funeral in my state, but you're going to a theme park. Congratulations.
Yeah, my daughter was saying kids can't go to school because it's so bad, but they can put people in a theme park.
And again, it's state by state, in our case, we're in Pennsylvania. I haven't seen my mom or my grandmother since Christmas. I don't know when I'm going to get to see my grandmother. She's in a retirement home.
And they're not allowed to have visitors.
They're not allowed to have visitors. I don't know when I'm going to get to see her. I hope to God nothing happens to her before the quarantine's lifted. She's in her 80s, but again, that's Pennsylvania compared to other states. Florida is a lot more lax, and you're going to get people. We have people talking about the comic book situation in California that are angry that shops in other states can open. I'm like, well, that's your government. That's your governor making that call. And it is what it is. But so Disneyland, I don't see them opening anytime soon.
I don't know. They have their Downtown Disney open. So I don't know. They might open at some point, but they canceled their park opening. They have their shopping area open. This is just, I am going to be honest and say that some people are reporting like this. Other people are saying it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag, guys. I just watch live streams, watch videos, stay on it, and so you can get a better idea. I'm going to tell you it's worse. I think with the cast member previews and the annual pass holder previews are much better managed than I think that when it's open to general public and there's way more people. So I don't want to tell you. It's up to you. Take it at your own risk.
I think that's it. At the end of the day, it's up to you. And people said, then don't go. And I would say if you're concerned about it, don't go. I'm gonna be honest. Unless you're a local, unless you're a Disney nut, my personal opinion is I wouldn't go anyway because you're going to pay full price for like a third of the experience.
Yeah, you're paying. It's nice because there's no fast passes because I think fast passes actually cause longer lines, and it's nice because the wait times are low. So in that regard, yeah, you might get to ride a bunch of stuff, but I just think because you have to wear a mask all the time and you're not getting the meet and greets and a lot of things you're not getting, it's just, I would just wait until it's safer and until they relax restrictions somewhat. We might have to go at some point though because it's our job, but I'm not going anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I would not, if we were doing this for just a vacation, I would not be dropping $5,000 or $10,000 this year on a vacation. No way in hell. And beyond that, like I said, in our state, we go down, we're quarantined for 2 weeks. Yep. Like, is it really worth it to get
we won't even go until they lift that.
Yeah.
Because we can't be back here in quarantine for 2 weeks.
No, we can't do that. So it's just not worth it. So I think for now, for locals, yeah, I can see it. If you're comfortable with it, but I just have to wonder, knowing that bad press is holy water to Disney.
They're deleting pictures for pity's sakes on attractions.
Right. So I gotta wonder how long, because Disney caves anytime there's any kind of outrage.
I don't know if they will this time because
they can't afford to.
That's just it. I don't know. I don't know unless it's shut down by the state. I don't think they'll do it.
Unless the state forces them to close, because Disney is hemorrhaging millions and millions of dollars every day, and this is their Hail Mary pass. It's like, well, we can open the parks somewhat. Then when we have our Q3 earnings call, we can tell them, oh, things are going to go back to normal. The parks are open. If they shut the parks down again, it is going to be catastrophic. But look what happened to Universal. They opened the parks up again. They still laid a bunch of people off because they knew that they were not going to get the numbers up to where they were pre-pandemic. So I don't know. But this is not a terribly good sign. No. I got to tell you. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's way worse in Florida.
It's way worse in Florida. It is. It is. But the Chinese aren't running Florida. So no. There we go. All right. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.